Hey lovelies, it's LegitLovely. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'll be showing you guys my favorite places to get Sims 3 custom content clothing. So let's get right into the video. Before we start, I want to quickly mention, as I always do, that if you aren't already using support creator code LegitLovely in the Fortnite item shop, doing so really does help me out and I'd greatly appreciate it. But without further ado, let's get into my favorite places to get Sims 3 custom content clothing. So first up, we have Sketchbook Pixels. Want to quickly mention that there will be a link in the description below to all these sites. It'll be a link to a post on my website with all the links, because I explained this in my last video, or the video before my last video, about how YouTube is cracking down on links in the description, so everything will just be linked to my website from now on. So what I like about Sketchbook Pixels is that they don't just have adult custom clothing, and they don't just have female custom clothing. They have stuff, they have skins that you can enter competitions to win. They have skins you can already download. They have furniture, but the main thing I like to focus on is the adult clothing, as well as the kids and toddler clothing, which is very, very nice, because finding good clothing for toddlers and children's Sims can prove to be pretty difficult, but Sketchbook Pixels does a very good job. Sketchbook Pixels is half owned also by the person who made Arufe, Frankie, or Gru Sim. And I'm just a really big fan of this shop, and it looks like a store, but I want to quickly mention that if you go on the site, you click on it and you don't actually have to pay. You would just like right click on if you want it for kids or toddlers, or adult, male or female, or whatever it may be, and it'll bring you right to the site to download it. So this is definitely my first place that I go for new clothing. But let's get into number 2. So my second favorite place to get custom content clothing, and these aren't necessarily in order, but this is number 2 on my list of things that I wrote down. We have Spectacle Cheek. Now make sure that you are on the Sims 3 website. If you are on the Sims 4 website, the end of the URL will say Sims 4. I will obviously link you to the Sims 3 website. But what I like is that everything is separated into collections, but it's also separated by gender and category. So if, say you wanted to go into women's wear, but you only wanted dresses, or you wanted to go into menswear and you only wanted, I don't think they have separate categories for menswear, but say you only wanted menswear, you can search individually, which I think is very nice. I also have a couple accessories and some poses. But what I like about Spectacle Cheek's clothing is that it's completely recolorable on most of the swatches. So, for example, say you really liked this dress. Each part of it is recolorable for the most part. 4 patterns, all recolorable. So what I really, really like is that they're basic styles of clothing, but with the ability to use creative style in Sims 3, and the fact that the items are recolorable makes it very, very customizable, and you can make it look different. You can literally use one dress 3 times and it'll look different in every picture or on every sim because you use a different swatch. So Spectacle Cheek's website for Sims 3 is definitely one of my favorites. Okay, so if you guys play both The Sims 3 and The Sims 4, you all know that we have items from The Sims 3 that we want in The Sims 4, or items from The Sims 4 that we want in The Sims 3. What I really, really like about RottenEyed.wixsite.com is that they converted a lot of Ellie Simple's clothing from Sims 4 to Sims 3, which is nice. They did it with permission, so this is completely okay to download. But there were a lot of clothes by Ellie Simple, especially since I am a patron of her Patreon, that I really, really liked. And having them converted to The Sims 3 was very nice. Obviously, this top is by her. A lot of the conversions from RottenEyed are from Ellie Simple. And they have a Sims 3 shop and original creations in their Sims 4 shop. But I just wanted to do a quick, possibly honorable mention for this, because they're conversions, but they're conversions that I really, really wanted in my Sims 3 game, and they're constantly updating the conversions, so this is a place that I definitely go a lot for Sims 3 clothing. Next up, we have a fan favorite and somebody that I've been downloading CC from for a while. We have Bill Sims, or Simsway, on TSR. Now, I want to mention quickly that if you are following my CC Magic tutorial, which is a very popular video on my channel, Simsway, or Bill Sims, does have all of their clothing in Sims 3 pack format. But if you follow my Sims, or my CC Magic tutorial, you guys obviously know how to convert it, so just follow that routine as normal. Just want to mention that all of Bill Sims CC is in Sims 3 pack format. We have dresses, we have bodysuits, we have lingerie, we have crop tops, we have tank tops, we have bralettes, we have leggings, we have literally everything by Bill Sims. We have endless pages for both males and females of just wonderful CC. It's basic clothing. For the most part, it's all recolorable, and it's just, it's really nice. My TSR takes a little while to load for some reason. There we go. But it's all different styles. There's bathing suits, there's everything, and I feel like this is definitely a one-stop shop if you really need only one creator that you want to go to all the time. They're constantly updating, and they have the same exact creations for The Sims 3 and The Sims 4. So if you play Sims 4 and you want a dress from The Sims 4, or you want a dress that Bill Sims made in The Sims 3 and The Sims 4, you can do it, and vice versa, which I find is very nice. But there's literally so many options, and I'm just a really big fan. Last but not least, we have Homegrown, or Chisami Dreams website. I want to mention that with Chisami's website, all of our women's clothing use an edit of a body mesh, so they're enhanced details. So say your sim has really wide hips. With the body mesh, the hips will be even wider. So there's kind of like a body preset added to the clothing. But I will also link a post of Chisami that basically re-released all of her clothing, but she re-released all of her clothing with a normal mesh, so there is no body preset added, but it's not every single piece of her custom content. So I want to mention that. I'll link obviously the original website and then the website post with the non-preset mesh versions of the clothing. What I like is how realistic it is. Similarly to Sketchbook Pixels, everything is just super duper realistic. You guys can see the difference. They both use Wix sites too. And I'm just a really big fan. Chisami, her Homegrown, was actually one of the first people that I downloaded my custom content from for The Sims 3 when I first started. So I've been following them for a while, and I think they stopped making custom content, but there's obviously so much on their site that you can load up on that even though they no longer update, downloading all of their stuff, you'll obviously have a pretty good collection with what they already do have up. So these are really my top 5 custom content clothing sites for The Sims 3. Obviously, you can use normal CC finds pages like Lana, or just using the S3CC tag on Tumblr, or just searching Sims 3 clothing on TSR. But if I had to go to 5 specific sites or 5 specific blogs that I know I can always get decent content at, that I have most of my clothing from, it would be Sketchbook Pixels, Spectacled Chic, RottenEyed, Bill Sims, and Homegrown. Like I said, the links to all these custom content pages will be in the description below, link to a post on my website. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Check me out on all my social medias that are, as always, conveniently linked in the description below. Want to quickly mention this video was actually requested. Comment will be right here from who requested it. Thank you so much. I'm sorry it took me a little while to get to your requests, but it's here. I will also comment on your comment with the link to this video in case you missed it, so shout out to you. As far as sponsors go, if you purchase anything from Glassy Eyewear or Into the AM, use code LOVELY. And if you purchase anything from Techni Sport, use code LegitLovely. Have a great day, stay lovely, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye everyone.